One of the most annoying conversations that I have on Twitter with gaslighters is that you can't criticize Starfield for being woke because Baldur's Gate 3 exists. So because Baldur's Gate 3 won the Game of the Year award, it invalidates every single woke game that has been made before it. Now, I already explained why I believe that woke games are bad. It's not necessarily the ideology or the story that sometimes is cringe, because we see with Baldur's Gate that despite the fact that there are elements of the story that are cringe, the game is still playable and it's fun. The problem is it's the ideology itself. Like, it believes that meritocracy not only doesn't exist, but it's an evil thing. Like, it believes you should hire people based on the cock and pussy. Like, if you hire people based on anything else besides on their ability to perform a function, then I'm sorry, but no, you're not going to make a good game. No, like you need people who can code. You don't need people that have like the genetics and no, right? Anyway, that is my opinion, and so far, I'm kind of correct. Like, whenever I get a whiff, like a sniff of the fact that a game is woke and I stay away from it, ends up that I was right. The game is a disaster, like Starfield. People are like, oh my god, but the pronouns. It's like, look. It's kind of like this, you go into the jungle and you get stung by a red frog. And you're like, good god, a red frog, I need a medic, I need a doctor, I need a hospital, I need anti-venom. And people are like, why? It was a red frog. And it's like, so what if it was red? Like, the color red isn't harmful. It's the toxin. You don't complain about the no. Like, your problem is with the color. That's ridiculous. Like, the color is fine. Look, here's a red pencil. I'm touching you with it. Like, nothing happens, right? This is what these individuals are doing. Like, they're obfuscating. Like, sure, the moment I see pronouns in Starfield, I stay away from it. Turns out it's a shitty game. Oh my god, how did I do? The moment I see wokeness in Redfall, I stay away from it. Turns out it's a shitty game. Oh my god, how do I know? But Baldur's Gate 3 is different, right? It won the Video Game Awards. Naruhodo. What is the Video Game Awards, by the way? It's another PR stunt, isn't it? Like, is it a serious competition? Like, it can't be a competition, because I've been told that art is subjective. Like, you can't say that this art piece is more beautiful than... Yeah, it's impossible, right? Like, art is 100% subjective. So how can we have competition if it's subjective? No, it's just like a marketing campaign. For example, did you notice that this year, many gaming awards didn't have Hogwarts Legacy? Like, why is that? Why couldn't Hogwarts Legacy compete? It was a good game, wasn't it? Ideology. Oh, the evil J.K. Rowling looming above the trans people and oppressing them with her money. Yes, I see. Okay, so you're telling me that these competition means something. And not only that, did you notice that this was the year with most shitty titles coming up? Like, we're not talking about games that were bad. No. We're talking about games that wouldn't launch on launch. Like, we're talking about Redfall. We're talking about Gollum. We're talking about that Jedi game. Like, there were so many games that came out this year alone. I don't think, like, there was ever a year as bad as this, where you would purchase a game and you would be unable to play it on the launch date. And yet Baldur's Gate 3 wins. Like, fine. But, like, comparing Baldur's Gate 3 with Mass Effect or with Dragon Age or with some of the old games, the only advantage that it has is that it benefits from the modern technology. It looks better and the engine can do more things. But, like, if you actually compare the story and the characters from Baldur's Gate 3 with some of the characters from Dragon Age, I mean, I would even say that there was a game which deserved to win, but it didn't when it came out. Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteousness. I mean, it's very rare for an RPG to have one good character. But by god, like, that game had Regil, it had Arueshal, it had Ember, like it had so many amazing characters, and it was such an interesting game. Unfortunately, it did have its bugs. But comparing it with the story from Baldur's Gate 3, I'm sorry, like, Wrath of the Righteous Spoons. Now, okay, let me talk a little bit about Baldur's Gate 3. Okay? Because a lot of people will go like, hold on, I liked it, I played it. Okay, let me tell you the story with it. if you actually look at what's happening behind the scenes, you would know that the team that Larian Studios started off with is not the same team that they ended the game with. Many of the original people either left, got fired, or got replaced. And you get to see that when Baldur's Gate 3 came out, it wasn't woke. It had its moments, but it wasn't any different than any Larian games. It was kind of like Divinity Original Sin 2. You didn't have any of the nonsense with the pronouns. You didn't have like many of the woke things that ended up later. Like in the beginning, when the game was made, it wasn't woke. And when you actually play Baldur's Gate 3, you will notice that this is the case. When you reach Act 3, the game is broken. They fixed it since, but I remember on launch, and I have a computer with an RTX 390 Ti, by the way. When I reached Act 3, I had places where the game would freeze. I had crashes. I'm not even talking about the quality of the Act 3 compared with what it 2. Like, Act 3 was broken. And I know, like, there are people that are like, well, actually, it went fine for me. I don't fucking care if it went fine for you. Go on Steam. Like the forums are still there. And you get to see how many people were complaining that Act 3 is broken. No one complained about Act 1 and 2, right? Like, those were fine. So my point is, when they had the good team, that's what carried the game. It's like Henry Cavill in the fucking Witcher, you know? Like, you look at Witcher on the Netflix, you have Henry Cavill breaking his back, carrying that show, all the way until he leaves. That's pretty much what happened with Baldur's Gate 3. Like, you had the original team, the people behind the scenes that were carrying this, all the way to Act 2, and then it broke. Here's proof. Like, here's another proof, right? Like, people found the original files in the game. This is how she looked initially, and then they gave her the man jaw. They gave her the Mary Jane treatment. Why did they do this? For every single woman they do this. I don't understand. Like if they have a female character without the manly jaw, the diversity hack doesn't feel well. Like she's having a fit. Like she's sputting out over there. It's like, what's happening? Like, how can we please her? Give the man jaw to the female character. That I noticed also something very interesting. This was pointed to me by Animator. Like, she's a woman, and she noticed this. I didn't. But she pointed out how most female characters in this game have a scar. Like, almost every single female character has a scar. Now, okay, there are males that have scars too on their faces, right? But I want you to do this experiment if you ever play Baldur's Gate. Get a piece of paper, and every single time you see a woman with a scar on her face, draw a line on the left side of the page. Whenever you see a man with a scar on his face, draw a line on the right side. My point is, why are they doing this? Like, for whom are they doing this? Like, men do not find scars on women attractive. Now, this is a video game. It's make-believe. It's fiction, okay? Like, I don't want to pay money to see average people. If I want to see average people, I go outside. I see them for free. It's a fantasy game. It's a, well, almost high fantasy game, right? You want my money. Like, why can't you give me something in return for my cash? Like, hire some actual artists that do understand what the market wants and just fucking do it. Like, it's okay to have, you know, like, one female character that has a scar on her face. Like, that's fine. Sure. You know, but, like, when you have so many, and you're like, oh, well, this is like human beings are diverse, and we're trying to make a reality simulator where you cast fireballs and stuff, and you have elves, but it needs to look like California, yeah. People need to see themselves represented as if it's a mirror. I'm like, okay, you know, like, because that's how I play video games. I have a mirror next to my monitor. Fine. Where's the big tits then? Where's the big tits? Like, surely if the human beings are so diverse. Oh, there are. Where's the Uzaki-chan? Where is he? Where's Uzaki? No, there is no Uzaki-chan. Ah, I see. The gaslighting, you know, it's so obnoxious. So now you have, like, moderators that are digging through the files. And they're finding the original data from the original characters and putting it in. Like, absolutely shameful. Like, I just want to point out that the fact that the market wants it so bad that there are people who are willing to do it for free in order to unfuck the game. Like it's almost like, all right, they have a beef with the 18-year-old guy. Like they have a beef with the shonen. And it's like, what do young men like? Like, tell us what do you... I'm willing to bet, like, this is what the HR hack does. Like, she's got an entire committee to figure out what young men want so that they don't put it in the game. Like, literally, out of spite. This is what upsets people, you know, because it's not like, oh my god, if you don't like it, watch porn. Like, dude, I know websites that can satisfy me and your entire family. All right, like this is not about watching porn. Like I can pay an artist to draw this character in any way and pose that I want, and then I can pay an animator to animate. Like, this is not about this, okay? It's simply about, like, the spy. Like, why are they doing it? Is that why I want to know why? Like, what is their interest? What is their purpose? Why is it that every single female character needs to look non-binary? Why do you keep pushing this gender abolition bullshit into video games? Because at the end of the day, I go out and I see women outside and they look laughing like the California women. And honestly, oh my god, oh, Shadow Heart, oh, she's the wife. She's so fucking mid. Okay? She doesn't hold a candle next to Tali Zora Vas Normandy. So cut the crap. The games are so bad. They are so bad that this mid character is enough to satisfy you. I wish you grew up with the games that I grew up, and then you would have had higher standards. Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.